Capricorn, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the week ahead. Now, keep in mind that these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone. So make sure to check out your other placements because you could have messages there as well. All right, my friends, let's get started. Capricorn, what is the energy around the week ahead? What is the energy around the week ahead for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising? Okay, so Capricorn, we've got here two cards flying out. We got the new romantic cycle begins. Interesting. And what do you need to release? Bottom of the deck, your dreams need a practical plan. Okie doke. So there's a new romantic cycle for our Capricorns here. Single, not single. Coupled, not coupled. This, to me, this new romantic cycle begins can be if you're already in a relationship or if you're single. If you're already in a relationship, it could mean that things are sort of moving into the next phase of things, or the romantic aspects of your relationship are sort of renewing. So there's a newness to the quality of your relationship here. If you're single, it could mean that something is coming towards you, that you may be experiencing the beginning of a new relationship. There is something that you've got to release, though, with what do you need to release here? So that is an interesting question to consider as you're listening to this reading, is there something you need to let go of? Is there something you need to release? The card on the bottom of the deck is your dreams need a practical plan, followed by bringing love into a situation. So love is here, Capricorn. You've got to infuse it into your dreams, into your relationships. And there may be sort of an element here that needs to be released when it comes to your overall experience or when it comes to your dreams or romance. So let's jump into the tarot cards and get the rest of the story here. I think I just saw the Two of Cups somewhere when I was shuffling. That's interesting. Let's see here. What does Capricorn need to hear most this week? Okay, for Capricorn. New romantic cycle. We see the Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay, that might be what you need to release right there. We've got a bunch of interesting messages here. Oh, Capricorn. Okay, yes. And their final card. Wow, all your cards are in reverse, even the card on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so Capricorn, let's have a look at this. What this is saying to me is that there is this quality around you right now that says, I'm not worthy of love. I'm never going to find my happy ending. And so that may need to get released. You may be feeling to yourself like things, either if you're single or you're in a relationship, that things have flatlined in a way where you're like, things aren't going to move forward, but they are. There's some action here moving you forward, and it's moving quickly. You've got that Eight of Wands here, you've got the Page of Cups, you've got the Ten of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. Now, everything being in reverse tells me that you do have some things that you need to release. You need to release, first of all, this idea that you're unworthy of a connection, the connection of your dreams. You feel maybe that it'll never happen, and you just might need a plan here. There may be something you need to do. There may be something you need to let go of. I feel like you may be missing some signs here or not paying attention to them. Maybe you're seeing them and you're just denying them. But there are signs all around you here that are guiding you towards a renewal in love, a new cycle in love. And this Eight of Wands tells me that it's moving rather quickly, but that you might be unfocused right now. You're not focused. You might be feeling a little bit almost like you're closed to love because you're like, I'm not going to let anyone do me any harm. I can't help but feel like that Queen of Rods in reverse is saying that the quality of your energy right now is like, I'm not going back to anything that could hurt me again, or I'm not going to allow anything to shake me down to my core again, because now you're the Queen of Rods in reverse, which almost feels like taking revenge, almost feels like exacting some kind of revenge for the way that she was treated. The Queen of Rods in reverse reminds me of a Disney character in the movies, you know, the evil stepmother. She's not evil. Whenever we understand the backstory of that person, we find out that she is the way she is because she was hurt by someone, right? And I always think of that when I see the Queen of Rods in reverse, is that's typically the feminine villains in the Disney movies. They always have a backstory, you know, like when you think about them, they were hurt by someone and then they decided never again will I ever be hurt by someone again, and then they take on this persona, right? And I feel like that's what's happened to you a bit here, Capricorn, that you sort of willfully and intentionally decided to shift your perspective on things in a way that closed the door to any sort of intimacy. And for some reason, things are shifting right now and you're being guided to be open again, because there's a cycle opening up for you that could be quite transformative, and it's moving rather quickly, but your energy is not focused on any of the signs or synchronicities or this fast moving green light. You're not open to it. You're focused elsewhere. I feel like your attention is on other things right now, intentionally. You know what I mean? And I think you're hesitating to even open the door to your desires, but you know it's coming. I wouldn't be surprised if you've been having dreams of a romantic connection, or you've been seeing signs. Maybe you've been feeling drawn to romance movies, or, you know, even just like when you hear about someone else's relationship, you're filled with these feelings of like, oh, that's so lovely, I'm so happy for them. But yet, for some reason, you don't feel like you deserve that, or that you're worthy of that, or that you'll ever have that. You know, it's interesting. It's time to go. You know, it's time to follow the flow of the signs and energy instead of being so closed and blocked from that. You know, that Queen of Rods, I'm telling you, I do feel like her energy when she's in reverse can be one where it's like you're just totally afraid to take a risk, and you're not really being honest with yourself, because you're sort of, you're so, it's like you feel those feelings of wanting that kind of passion in your life, but you're denying it because you don't want anyone to get too close. It's almost like you're just not wanting to take a risk. You're not feeling your own fierceness right now. If anything, you're denying it and you're submerging it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's very interesting. It's like you don't want to accept the parts of yourself that desire passion and romance and love. You're like, no, I don't need any of that. Forget it. You know? And the question again, what do you need to release? I think is pretty clear. Like, this is not serving you. It's blocking you, actually. It's really blocking you, and it could be blocking you in other ways that you don't think are related, but when you're blocked, you're blocked. And when you're closed off, you're closed off. So it's time to open up in all ways when it comes to letting love in again. Now, yeah, it's time to recover. Recover from those past wounds. Take some time to recover so that you can release them and be open to a new experience. You know what I mean? You are worthy of love. You are worthy of new beginnings. We all are. And it's time to let go of these past disappointments, Capricorn. They're holding you back from having any new experiences in love. And you might be thinking to yourself, no. That's not the case. But, you know, it very well could be the case. I think right now you're just focused on work. You know how I was saying you're just focused on other elements of your life? I think you've got your head down and you're focused on work and money, and that's it. And you're like, I'm ignoring all other signs. I'm only interested in my work right now. It's interesting. Whose reading was like this? There was another reading I did today. I can't remember which sign, that it felt like they were, oh, it's Virgo. They were very distracting. They're distracting themselves with work when really there was so much else going on. And I feel like for you, you need to recover from the past disappointments and stop sort of trying to just focus on one area of your life. Because I think actually, like I said, when you're blocked, you're blocked. So you need to open up in all ways, not just in the way of what it is that you're doing in work, what you're becoming a master at. You could be somehow here becoming a master at ignoring things and refocusing yourself towards the only thing you want right now, which seems to be, you're trying to build your work up here. You're working on developing and becoming a master at something. But I can't help but think that if you're blocked when it comes to love, then how open are you in other areas of your life? You know what I mean? Something needs to be released. You need to sort of dissolve this block and release these past pains so that your Queen of Wands can be reversed into the upright. Because when she's in the upright position, you're tapped into more than just love and romance and passion. You're also tapped into your creativity, which could aid you in your work. Now, bottom of the deck is the Tower, as I sort of gaze down, and I just can't help but think, Capricorn, like, this has to shift, and I feel like it's going to shift, and I think you've been seeing signs that it's shifting and moving towards you, but you've been ignoring them. You've been ignoring them, and you're more focused on your work and how to achieve more success there. But there is a Knight of Cups moving towards you. And this is moving quickly because this is landing on the Eight of Wands. And so I can't help but think that there is something moving towards you with respect to a new romantic cycle, but that you need to release your past resentments and the belief that you'll never have anything good when it comes to love because you had a moment of disappointment. Maybe many moments of disappointment, granted, but that doesn't mean that you can't work towards opening yourself up again. I think that's what this reading is guiding you to do. And there's the Seven of Wands on the bottom of the deck in reverse, which says that you believe that you will always have to defend yourself, that you will never be able to let your guard down to let someone in. And that may not be the truth. When we saw that Tower card, I can't help but think that you're sort of intentionally ignoring signs and synchronicities, and you're intentionally keeping yourself closed when really you actually just need time to recover and to integrate things in a different way so that you shift this idea of disappointment in the past to something renewed in the present, that a new cycle could begin, and that you're open to it, even though I don't think you are right now. This reading is trying to guide you, I think, to releasing some of these past blocks, which will actually open you up more than just in love. I think it will actually open you up creatively, and it will open your heart to be more vulnerable, because if you're not feeling like you can be vulnerable in love, I bet you're holding back in work as well. You're probably holding back in all ways because you don't want to be vulnerable. You don't want to leave yourself open again. Again, it's very much an origin story of a Disney queen, the queens in the Disney villain genre. I really, it's a funny comparison to make maybe, but it feels like that's truly how I see the Queen of Rods in reverse, as someone who has been hurt and then ends up putting up these big defenses and portrays themselves as something that they're actually not, but it's a reflection of how much they've been hurt in the past and that they haven't healed from it. They've just let that wound carry forward, So Capricorn, you got some homework to do to sort of look at where you need to let go of some past wounds and how you can open yourself up again. How can you open up again and release this idea that you need to be defensive? What is the final message here for Capricorn? Earth. And you are an earth sign. So here you go. The frequency of earth activates our deep connection to the physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of Great Mother and revealing the more ethereal spiritual aspects of our nature. So to me, that card says that you're really going through a moment of connecting to yourself again and grounding into that physical plane that we live in, that says, you know, we can focus on the material and the spiritual at the same time. And in fact, that reveals so much to us when we're able to sort of feel grounded in what's happening now and have a deep connection to the present moment, to really be grounded in the present moment so that you can heal anything that happened in the past and feel like you can still move forward open-hearted and grounded at the same time, and being practical. There's something here that involves you needing to sort of get to work on something and being more practical about your dreams. I bet you've been dreaming about something or someone, Capricorn. Leave me some comments and let me know. I'm going to leave it at that, but very interesting reading for you this week, Capricorn. If it's resonated for you, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. If you would like a personal reading, you can find that information in the description below. As always, I'm sending you so much love and light, and I look forward to reading for you again soon. Take care, Capricorn.